They say that people only affect us superficially, that strong reactions are simple coincidences or the result of circumstance. But Carl Jung would challenge this assumption. He saw every intense emotional response as a mirror, reflecting parts of ourselves we rarely acknowledge. Some encounters are not random, they are encounters with the unconscious. When someone triggers a deep emotional reaction in you, it is rarely about them alone. It is about a hidden dialogue within your own psyche. Jung would suggest that these moments are invitations, not disturbances, opportunities to confront the shadows you carry, the unlived potential within, or the unresolved fragments of identity that demand recognition. What we often feel as inexplicable irritation, longing, or fascination may, in truth, be the echo of a part of us yearning to be understood. And in that echo, there lies both discomfort and clarity, a psychological tension that can lead to profound self-awareness. The question lingers: why do certain people touch you so deeply when others pass by without notice? Perhaps the answer is not in them, but in what you have yet to face within yourself. Principle number 1. Emotional mirrors are shadows in disguise. Strong reactions are rarely about others. They reveal your own unacknowledged aspects. Jung believed that the unconscious mind holds the parts of ourselves we refuse to see. These hidden fragments, often called the shadow, contain traits we deny, feelings we suppress, and instincts we consider unacceptable. When someone appears in our life who embodies these traits, it ignites a visceral response. Their presence becomes a mirror, reflecting qualities you may not consciously recognize or admit. These moments can be unsettling precisely because they confront you with your own incompleteness. The shadow is neither good nor bad, it simply exists, waiting for acknowledgement. In everyday life, this principle manifests as intense attraction, aversion, or irritation towards certain individuals. You may feel inexplicable jealousy, anger, or admiration that seems disproportionate to the situation. Perhaps a colleague reminds you of your own ambition, a friend mirrors your unresolved grief, or a stranger evokes a buried fear. The reaction is a signal. There is an internal process being stirred, a psychological thread you have yet to unravel. Notice how these responses do not occur at random. They follow patterns tied to recurring inner conflicts or desires. Observing them quietly, without judgment, allows insight to emerge. The discomfort is a kind of guidance, an emotional breadcrumb trail pointing towards self-awareness. Each reaction is an invitation to see yourself more fully and to acknowledge the parts of your psyche that have been hidden from view. Principle number 2. Projection reveals hidden longings. What we feel about others often tells us more about ourselves than about them. Jung observed that the human psyche frequently projects its unconscious material onto external figures. When a person triggers a strong reaction, whether fascination, anger, or sadness, it may be your own traits, desires, or fears that you are unconsciously projecting onto them. Projection is not deceit, it is the mind's way of externalizing what it cannot yet integrate. The qualities that provoke your emotional intensity may be exactly what you have denied within yourself. Recognizing this transforms bewildering encounters into psychological clues. In everyday life, this might appear as intense dislike for someone who embodies arrogance you secretly harbor, or an overwhelming admiration for a person whose confidence you wish you had. Perhaps someone's kindness stirs envy because it highlights your own self-neglect, or a stranger's boldness unsettles you because you fear embracing your own courage. These responses are not merely reactions, they are dialogues between the conscious ego and the shadow parts of the psyche. The subtle truth is that emotional triggers often carry a dual message, a reflection of what we reject or long for, and an opportunity to reclaim that denied aspect. Observing where your reactions arise without self-reproach begins the process of integration. The people who stir you so profoundly are not enemies or idols. They are teachers of the inner landscape, guiding attention toward the undiscovered or unacknowledged facets of your identity. The intensity of your response is proportional to the depth of what is hidden. Your discomfort, fascination, or longing may be your psyche's way of insisting that you engage more fully with yourself. In noticing these reactions, you take the first step towards transforming unconscious tension into conscious understanding. Principle number 3. The anima and animus awaken emotional resonance. Certain individuals stir something inexplicable within because they reflect your inner opposite. Jung described the anima and animus as the unconscious feminine and masculine aspects within every person. When someone triggers a profound emotional reaction, it is often because they resonate with these inner archetypes. They embody qualities you carry unconsciously, the parts of your psyche that feel foreign yet familiar. This resonance can feel magnetic, unsettling, or even frightening because it bypasses rational thought and touches the deep currents of identity. The encounter becomes less about them and more about the balance or imbalance within yourself. In real life, this principle can appear as sudden infatuation or repulsion that feels disproportionate to reality. You may meet someone who embodies traits you admire or fear in yourself. Their mannerisms, words, or energy evoke a sense of déjà vu, as if encountering a hidden self outside of you. Perhaps a friend's assertiveness awakens your latent decisiveness, or a colleague's sensitivity brings up your own unexpressed emotional depth. These reactions are your psyche's way of nudging you toward integration, toward acknowledging qualities you have yet to harmonize within. The reflection is subtle but persistent. The people who stir you the most are not accidents, they are psychodynamic catalysts. By noticing which traits in others provoke strong feelings, you gain insight into your inner opposites and the potential for personal wholeness. The emotional tension signals an invitation to explore, rather than avoid, what you have yet to embrace. Even a fleeting encounter can expose the unconscious dialogue you are having with yourself. The challenge is to observe without projecting blame or desire, to allow the emotional resonance to illuminate your inner architecture. In doing so, the once confusing intensity transforms into a compass pointing towards self-awareness and psychological maturation. Principle number 4. Emotional reactions are echoes of unresolved past patterns. The intensity certain people provoke often mirrors unfinished internal narratives. Jung emphasized that the psyche is not only shaped by the present, but also by the accumulated experiences of the past, both conscious and unconscious. When someone triggers a deep reaction, it may echo unresolved relational dynamics or early emotional imprints. These reactions are not arbitrary, they are psychological reverberations arising from old patterns seeking recognition and resolution. What feels like disproportionate anger, longing, or fear often reflects a dialogue with events or relationships you may have long forgotten, yet which continue to influence the way you relate to others. In everyday life, this principle might manifest as a sudden irritation toward someone who reminds you of a critical parent, or inexplicable attachment to someone whose behavior echoes past neglect or admiration. Perhaps a friend's dismissiveness ignites an intense defensive reaction, or a stranger's warmth evokes a longing you have carried since childhood. These emotional echoes are signals of unconscious repetition, the psyche replaying unresolved conflicts until they are understood and integrated. The subtle implication is that your emotional triggers are guides to self-knowledge. Each reaction offers an opportunity to trace its roots, to see the hidden threads of past experiences shaping your present. By observing these patterns, you begin to disentangle the unconscious influences that govern your responses. The more you recognize these echoes, the more you can respond consciously rather than react automatically, transforming relational tension into introspective insight. These encounters, as unsettling as they may be, hold the potential to illuminate the invisible architecture of your emotional life. The people who provoke you most are often carriers of reflections you cannot yet see in yourself, revealing both vulnerability and latent wisdom. Principle number 5. Attraction and aversion are gateways to self-knowledge. The people who provoke the strongest feelings often illuminate what you resist or crave most within yourself. Jung suggested that both attraction and aversion are not random emotional spikes. They are signals from the unconscious, pointing toward unacknowledged dimensions of the psyche. When someone triggers fascination, jealousy, anger, or discomfort, it is rarely about them alone. Instead, these intense feelings reflect parts of yourself that are unintegrated, traits, desires, or fears that you have yet to face. The psyche uses others as mirrors to reveal what is hidden, urging you to move toward understanding rather than denial. In practical terms, this might look like being inexplicably drawn to someone who embodies courage or creativity you suppress, or feeling irritation toward someone whose habits or opinions clash with your unacknowledged insecurities. Your reactions often hold a dual truth. They reveal both what you long to cultivate and what you need to reconcile within yourself. The emotional intensity is a signpost highlighting the areas of your inner world that require attention, reflection, and acceptance. Notice how these reactions bypass logic. The mind may rationalize or dismiss them, but the body and heart respond instinctively. Jungian psychology encourages observation without judgment, seeing these intense encounters as psychological data rather than moral tests. By attending to your reactions, you start to decode the messages your unconscious is sending, transforming emotional turbulence into self-awareness. The subtle invitation here is profound. The discomfort or fascination someone evokes is not a problem to eliminate, but a doorway to deeper understanding. Emotional triggers are not obstacles, they are guides pointing toward the parts of yourself you have yet to meet, integrate, or embrace. Principle number 6. The unconscious seeks recognition through others. Some people ignite reactions because they embody the aspects of you that remain unseen and unacknowledged. Jung proposed that the unconscious is not passive. It actively communicates through symbols, dreams, and importantly, other people. When a person evokes a profound emotional response, it can be understood as the unconscious speaking, using the external world to reveal internal truths. These encounters often bypass rational thought, tapping directly into the deeper currents of identity, longing, and unresolved tension. The intensity you feel is a measure of what remains hidden, waiting for recognition and integration. In everyday experience, this principle manifests as inexplicable resonance or friction with someone who seems to embody qualities you have denied or suppressed. Perhaps their decisiveness awakens your hesitation, or their vulnerability reflects your unexpressed emotional needs. Even brief interactions can provoke disproportionate reactions because they touch unconscious layers of selfhood. These people act as living symbols, reflecting internal states that are rarely visible to the conscious mind. Reflection arises naturally when observing these dynamics. Emotional reactions that initially feel disruptive can become profound teachers if approached with awareness. They illuminate aspects of your psyche that demand attention, offering the possibility of deeper understanding and wholeness. The key is not to blame the other person or yourself, but to notice the interplay, to allow the unconscious message to surface without resistance. Your strongest reactions are rarely accidents. They are purposeful psychological signals. They guide you toward integration, toward acknowledging and accepting parts of yourself that have long remained in shadow. In this way, every emotionally charged encounter is a step toward deeper self-knowledge, quietly urging reflection and growth. Principle number 7. Emotional intensity marks the threshold of transformation. The people who stir you most profoundly often indicate the edges of your psychological growth. Jung believed that transformation requires confronting discomfort. When someone provokes a strong emotional response, it is rarely meant to be endured passively. These encounters challenge the ego, reveal hidden shadows, and illuminate areas of the psyche that resist awareness. Emotional intensity is a threshold, an invitation to expand self-understanding and move toward individuation, the process of becoming whole. Avoiding or suppressing these reactions keeps the unconscious in the shadows. Attending to them allows integration and evolution. In everyday life, this principle emerges as moments of disproportionate emotional turbulence. A colleague's criticism that feels unbearable, a friend's brilliance that sparks envy, or a stranger whose presence evokes longing or fear. These are not coincidences. They are signs that the psyche is attempting to communicate something essential. The magnitude of your reaction reflects the importance of the inner work waiting to be done. Reflection is subtle but unavoidable. The intensity is rarely about the other person. It is a signal that your inner landscape is calling for recognition. By observing the emotional currents rather than reacting automatically, you begin to transform tension into insight. Each powerful response becomes a gateway to deeper self-knowledge, revealing areas where growth and integration are possible. The insight is simple yet profound. The people who trigger you most are not obstacles, they are markers of your psychological edge. Engaging with these encounters consciously allows the shadow to speak, the anima or animus to reveal themselves, and the unconscious to guide you toward a more complete understanding of who you are. Principle number 8. The most misunderstood trigger holds the greatest lesson. This final insight is the most misunderstood and the most important. The person who elicits your deepest, most confusing reactions often points not to deficiency, but to the potential for inner integration. Jung would suggest that these encounters are not punishments or coincidences. They are invitations to reconcile fragmented parts of the self. When someone provokes a mix of fascination, fear, and longing, it signals the presence of unresolved archetypal energies within you. These energies, often tied to shadow, anima, or animus, demand acknowledgement before you can move towards psychological wholeness. The very intensity that feels destabilizing is, paradoxically, the measure of the opportunity for growth. In real life, this may manifest as a persistent preoccupation with someone who evokes contradictory feelings, admiration and irritation, desire and fear, longing and resistance. These are not merely relational, they are deeply intrapsychic. They reveal where your psyche is fragmented, where projection clouds perception, and where unresolved patterns from past experience still exert influence. The emotional turbulence signals that something essential within has yet to be recognized, accepted, or integrated. Reflection arises quietly. The most challenging people you encounter are not obstacles, but mirrors of latent potential. Their impact is transformative when observed consciously, allowing the psyche to harmonize conflicting elements and move toward individuation. By embracing this dynamic with awareness, you learn to navigate life with a clearer understanding of your inner world, fostering responsibility for your reactions and a more authentic sense of self. The depth of human connection is rarely found in comfort or ease. Jung reminds us that the intensity certain people provoke is not a flaw in them or in you. It is the psyche calling for recognition. Every strong emotional reaction is a signal, a reflection of hidden desires, fears, or unresolved fragments. These encounters illuminate the unconscious, showing what is denied, projected, or unintegrated. The people who stir you most profoundly are guides, not adversaries, pointing toward the parts of yourself that have long waited for acknowledgement. Transformation does not come from avoidance, nor from seeking perfection in others. It comes from observing, reflecting, and integrating. The more you notice the shadows, projections, and archetypal echoes that surface in your reactions, the more conscious your choices become. Emotional intensity becomes a teacher rather than a disruption, guiding you toward wholeness and self-understanding. This is the essence of Jung's insight. Life's most challenging encounters are mirrors of the psyche, opportunities to engage with your inner complexity. If this resonated with you, consider reflecting on which encounters leave the deepest impressions and why. Your insights may reveal patterns or truths that have been invisible until now. Feel free to share your reflections in the comments as thoughtful dialogue enriches understanding. For more explorations into Jungian psychology and the depths of human behavior, consider subscribing. The journey of the psyche is subtle, continuous, and deeply personal, yet entirely worth the attention.